Alright guys, I'm going to take you for a look in the inside of this thing, okay? Now that I got the door cut out, it's looking more like a greenhouse to me now. Okay, now here we go. Let me adjust my camera here for you guys, and there we go. Okay, so there's the back window. Now I still have to cut the plastic off from around it. That's if I'm going to do that. I don't know now. I'm not sure, but anyway. All right, so you can see what I had to do here. I had to add. First of all, I went on the bottom, and I basically made me a frame inside the metal framing. Okay, and then because I had cut the door, the 2x4 that's, you know, that's running like that, I had it running the whole way across here, but I cut it to put the door in. It weakened this whole wall tremendously. So I put a piece of wood on flat, anchored it down to the ground, and screwed it into it to hold it in place. Okay. And then when I did all that, and I got these little cross pieces in, okay, the bottom was doing fine. And then when I put these diagonal braces in, this whole top, the whole bottom section didn't even move anymore. But the problem was my top was still moving. Okay, the top section was still moving. Let me see. I can talk to you in this. So from this point on down was sturdy and wouldn't really move. Okay, either way, from left to right and front to back, it wouldn't move. But the top, if you grab the top, it was real flimsy. It was moving a lot. So what I did was I went ahead and added across here. I added this 2x4 and made a higher frame. Okay, and then I went ahead and put the brace across here like I did at the bottom. Now I know it's angling different because my holes were drilled in it a different way, because it was one of these diagonal pieces I had here, but I took them out because I didn't need. I had one on each, two on each wall. I didn't need that many. And so once I did that, it helped it a whole lot. It was still moving. So what I did was I went ahead, and from the door there, because this is the wall that was moving that I got sturdy, I went from there and I attached it here. And that took care of the movement. Now there's a little bit of movement, and you're going to have movement probably on any greenhouse, but I really believe it's going to be perfect here. You know, even when we get some of our strong winds. Now hurricane force winds, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but you know, when we start getting that, we're not sure what's even going to happen to our house. Not my house, but just that's the way it is down here. In Louisiana, when we have these hurricanes, you don't even know. Your house could withstand a major hurricane one year, and the next year your roof blow off. So anyway, so you know, if we have any major hurricanes coming, the only thing I could probably do is make some anchors and anchor it down to the ground. I could drill into the concrete and set in some eye bolts, and then I can run some strapping over the whole top of the thing to hold it down, and that's a possibility. All I would need is 4 eye bolts into the concrete and 2 straps to go over the whole thing. That's all I would need. And if anything takes it off, blows it away with that on it, well then, you know, nothing's gonna hold it. So, but anyway, so what my plans for in here, you guys, I know it's not real big, but to me it appears to be bigger than what I had thinking in my head. But anyway, I'm going to do some container growing in here. Okay, so like during the fall for next year, when the fall starts coming, when the weather starts cooling down and I can't grow my tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers anymore, or some of the other things, whatever we decide that we want, I'm going to set up 5-gallon buckets in here, and I'm going to grow in here, okay? And I'll just leave the door open, and if I decide to cut this back open, I'll leave that open for the bees to come in here for pollination, okay? So I'm real happy with the way everything turned out. I really am. I spent $130 on the greenhouse itself. Very, very cheap. It's not worth it by itself. It's worth it if you're going to beef it up. So I put another $100 into it, and it would cost you more if you don't have a window or a door. I had these because I've done picked them up out the trash where people are getting rid of them. And if you plan on building a greenhouse, start looking for materials. Now I bought the lumber, and because I have lumber I could have used, but I'm going to use that for my rabbit hutches and for my chicken coop. And so I went ahead and purchased some extra 2x4s to do this. Plus I wanted to get a total of what it costs to do this, so I can let you guys know in case of anybody in their backyard, you're tight for space like I am, and you want a greenhouse, but you can't get nothing big. This is it's 9 feet wide, 9 feet from one side, from that side to this side, and it's 10 feet long from front to back. 10 feet long. It's 8 feet high from the ground to the peak up here. That's 8 feet. So so I got me a regular height door in here, and my window back there is a 3 foot wide by 6 foot high window. So I just put it right on top of the 2x4 I had from my bottom frame, and I couldn't have gone too much higher. I could have went a little higher, but I didn't need to. So that would be more framing to do that. So I just went ahead and used that, and I added some supports right there just to handle the weight, because I had raised this whole bottom frame off the ground for a couple of reasons. That way it's not sitting in moisture and water all the time, even though it's treated. I just didn't want it sitting in it all the time, because eventually that stuff rots eventually. And then, if you got chemicals in it, it's being dispersed in the water, which is going to be rolling out into my other gardens out here. Yeah, I'm just not wanting that. And then also, just the way that the thing was made, it had these little feet on the bottoms that that I had to raise the 2x4 up above the little feet. So anyway, so that's my greenhouse, you guys. So see you on the next video. You guys be blessed.